So the real story for the next couple of days at least is probably going to be stuff surrounding Naughty Dog and The Last of Us 2, because there's going to be a lot of really good content to come out of the reactions from this game. Because, a lot of people there's a lot of people that don't watch channels like mine, and a lot of people didn't cover the leaks or even really talk about what happened with Naughty Dog and Sony copyright striking channels. They didn't even really talk about it. So a lot of people, I think, don't even really know what happened with the leaks. And given that all of the shill media sites are saying 10 out of 10, masterpiece, it's the greatest game ever made, a lot of people are going to find that they've been sold a lie. And they're going to be upset. So you're going to see a lot of people taking to the internet and voicing their issues with the game. And because the shill media has went out and given this game so many, 10 out of 10s and calling it a masterpiece, everyone attached to the game is assuming everyone's going to love it. And that's not the case. That's not the case. So you see articles like this pop up. Why are the reviews so conflicted? Actually, a decent article from Screen Rant talking about how the big thing was the early embargo. So a lot of the reviewers were not allowed to talk about the last 12 hours of the game, and that's because you play as Abby, the crazy lady that has arms, like one of her arms looks like two of mine or something. She looks like she's a bodybuilder. She never misses her protein every day. I don't know how that's possible. She must be juicing. I guess, even in the apocalypse, she's finding time for juice and all those protein shakes. So I don't get it. People aren't going to like that character. I already seen it. I've been watching streams. People don't like her. People don't like her at all. And you're going to see a lot of people really upset with the way this game is made. So you don't get any of that, though, in any of the reviews. They purposely left that all out. Naughty Dog knew what they were doing when they put that restriction on the embargo. So that's one thing. Then you're going to see stuff like this. So this was actually deleted. She deleted this. So luckily, Mamology 101 captured it and put it in his video. IGN lashes out at gamers who didn't like The Last of Us 2. This is I'm assuming a writer over at IGN. See, she's got that check mark there. Puts IGN in her profile. Says this is what you are, people, if you don't like The Last of Us 2. Remember when folks are upset at the sex thing in a piece of media because it's not made for them, it is because they are virgin and will sadly always be virgin. And then she ends up deleting the tweet, by the way. So, doesn't get it. This is why games media is dying. Because of takes like this. This is so disingenuous. And I've talked about this before many times. Very, very, very anti-consumer. These people bow down to their corporate masters. This is such a terrible take. That's why she deleted it, because it was getting ratioed like crazy. So she deleted it, of course. But it's like, how do you not see what's going on? And you work in games media. It's pretty clear that the only reason that scene is being praised by Access Media is because it subverts the male gaze. And Sony PlayStation has went out of their way to censor particularly anime games. If you got like some anime girls, they go out of their way to put like lens flares on them and hide stuff. And then if you got a problem with that, well, you don't want to fap to the character? Is that the problem? You can't fap to it? And then people point out the hypocrisy of the scene. And it is quite hypocritical. Oh, that's because you're just a sad basement virgin. That's why you have a problem with it. It's a terrible take. And this is why video games media is dying. It really is. This is why. So I don't expect IGN to last much longer, Lucy. I'm sorry. And remember, don't go bother these people. I just wanted to point this out because it's a terrible take, and it's a really good example as to why games media is just no longer trusted by gamers. People don't go to IGN for honest reviews anymore. They go to better YouTubers, people that do the job correctly, Like that Skill Up guy's review. That was a very well done review and is an honest review. IGN's review, full of shillery. They like the game because it subverts expectations and it subverts the mental gaze and stuff like that. That's why they gave it a 10 out of 10. Let's get to the real entertainment, which is going right along the line of excuses. The Last of Us 2 stars blame bots for negative reviews. I'm really surprised they didn't say Russian bots. That would have really made the entertainment just a little bit better. Instead, they're going with bots. So, trying to find every reason why this 10 out of 10 masterpiece is getting so much backlash from everyone. It must be because of those mean old bots. Must have been old Russian bots coming in there and taking the score down. That has to be what it is. It couldn't be that gamers were sold a lie by Access Media saying that it's a masterpiece. That couldn't possibly be the reason. It's got to be bots, of course. Bots going in there and ruining everyone's old fun. That's what it is. With The Last of Us 2 finally released to the public, fans and critics alike seem to be at odds regarding the game's reception with polar opposite scores. Now, two major stars of the game, Laura Bailey and Shannon Woodward, are blaming the negativity on bots. The Last of Us Part 2 has been receiving universal acclaim from standard games media with multiple perfect scores and overwhelming praise, earning it a 95 Metascore on Metacritic. However, the same cannot be said for user reviews, where the tone is completely different. We all knew it was going to be. It's going to stay completely different, too. I'm calling it right now, and I've been saying this. I think the user reviews are going to level out somewhere around a 6. Probably a 5.5 to a 6, maybe even a 6.3. That's where I think they're going to level out. You're going to see a lot of mixed reviews. A lot of mixed reviews for that game. Access Media does not understand normal people. They don't seem to understand them at all. And they're more about pushing the message than they are the actual game. So you're going to see a lot of mixed reviews on Metacritic. It'll be worth revisiting them in a couple of days as more and more people finish the game and looking at what regular people truly think about that game. It's going to be fun to watch. So anyway, taking to Twitter, Shannon Woodward, who voiced and did the motion capture for the character of Dina, wrote that there were a lot of very upset bots afoot today, accompanied by the eyes emoji. All the bots, replied Laura Bailey, who voices the game's antagonist, actually protagonist as well, Abby, in a since-deleted tweet. Probably because it was getting ratioed by people that were not happy with the game. Because that's the thing, and we've already seen it. I saw old Cliffy B over on Twitter. If you don't know who that is, he's a Fallen Games developer. No one really cares about his stuff anymore. On there saying it was because Ellie is out, and she likes the ladies. That's not the reason people are upset with this stupid game. But that's what it's always going to be defected to. It's always going to, well, they don't like it because it's a lady that likes ladies. That's why they don't like the game. And they're totally going to ignore all the other problems that people complain about. That's never been a vocal complaint by anybody with Ellie. No one that I've seen. That's not a loud segment of people. The people that are upset with this game is what happens with Joel and that stupid Abby character. But they're going to ignore that. That's not worth talking about. It's always the stupid thing that no one has a problem with. So anyway, we got this one right here. Said, from there, Woodward further insinuated that bots were responsible for negative reviews of the game by claiming that bot farms were fully activated. The talk of bots is likely a reference back to the criticism that faced Star Wars Episode 8, The Last Jedi, which faced a similar situation to The Last of Us Part 2. Yeah, this is where it's funny. With The Last Jedi, it was received well by critics but panned by fans, eventually leading to some blaming bad reviews on Russian bots and trolls. However, there are conflicting opinions on whether that was really the case. You think so? You don't think it was maybe because that movie was terrible and it treated Luke Skywalker like as a pile of trash? No. Fans were, of course, going to be okay with that. Of course, fans are, of course, going to be okay with you taking a golf club to Joel's face within the first hour or so of the game. Of course people are going to be okay with that. Of course. No big deal. This is just Russian bots giving the game bad reviews. Duh. So of course, just Russian bots. So you can see it right here. There's the responses. And that's it. So that's the reason. It's playing out as usual. This is almost a flashback to The Last Jedi in so many ways. Because we've already been called man babies and all that stuff. And now we're moving on to bots and trolls and all that. So it's just going to keep getting better. And this time it's happening real early. So I imagine that it's going to get a lot worse. It's going to be a glorious, glorious trash fire. I promise. Anyway, that's it. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please leave me your comments. Let me know what you think about all of this. Also, if you would, throw a like up. Make sure you share the video. Make sure you're still subscribed. Subscribe if you're new. Hit that notification bell. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace. Also, if you want to help support the channel, check out my Teespring store. There's a link in the description. You can find some merchandise in there that you might want to check out.